Hey, hi there. So you got this beautiful CVO, you got the key fob that locks the saddlebags, and then you ended up picking up a tour pack, but you want to be able to lock everything with a single click. Stay tuned because then this video is for you. What I did in this video is I installed an actuator in the new tour pack to be able to talk to the main harness so you can lock the saddlebags and the new tour pack with a single click. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and here we go. So here I got the cable connected to the actuator, and I'm gonna plug in a fuse and then we'll see if it works. I want to try this thing out first, make sure it's happy, right? Here he goes. Alright, fuse installed. I'm gonna watch the actuator lock go in there, and it goes. So the next step is to get that thing installed into the tour pack. We'll see you in a minute. So here I marked the inside of the tour pack where the hole's gonna go for the actuator to pass through, and the other side I just removed that hinge, what comes with it. Anyway, very scientific mark right there to drill a hole. So the next part here, you're gonna use like a step-up drill to step up the hole gradually, a little more and more. What I have here is a caliper just to see how big of a hole we really need at the end of the day. So let's see what we got here. 21.45. So that's what we're looking at to make the hole size. So we said 21.45, so this is a step-up drill. Let's see where this thing ends up at here. This one is 22.05. That'll be alright, we'll figure it out. Now I'll mix it up and go from the outside in this time. Why not, right? And we're gonna leave it at that, and get this cleaned up a little bit. And then the other thing you gotta do is here, check this out. Because this actuator is actually designed for a king tour pack, but this is a chop tour pack. We're gonna shave down this side here a little bit, on this side right here, and that is because it's not fitting flush the way it is because of this angle right here. But I'm gonna whip out some tools and shave this thing down. So here we are with this hole completed. I'll take off the tape. That looks pretty good. Now look on the inside. I'll take the tape off and get that cleaned up in a minute here, but it looks pretty good so far, and I think it will fit just fine. Here's the final hole drilled in and cleaned up, and it came out pretty good. Actually, it fits really nicely into that actuator. So if you are gonna drill that hole, don't be afraid. Just take your time and just go for it. So hey, the next thing, we're gonna install a grommet so we can route the cable from here down there. And I got one of those little grommet things, and we're gonna drill a hole right here through the side and install a grommet right there. That looks good. should do it. I made it a little bigger because I might want to install another accessory later. So that's why we're going a little bit bigger. And that way can fit easily 2 cables to that grommet right there. Alright, there's the grommet installed right there. And here we are routing the cable from the bottom through the grommet first, because we want to make sure that we got everything set up the way it needs to be before we connect the cables to the actuator. So here we are coming through it. Should do it about right here, maybe a little more, and then we're gonna route the cable just like that. Oh yeah, so here's the other thing I wanted to show you. You need to buy this lock as well, right? And it's gonna come coded through your bike. I'll make sure it's you know, with the VIN number and everything. But I'm gonna put the code down in the description, because it needs to be a specific square kind of a setup on the back, as you can see right there. It needs to fit in here for the actuator to move the lock, if you will. So there's 2 kinds of these locks you can buy for the trunk, but I'm gonna put the part number in the bottom description. And you gotta make sure it's ending in 81, otherwise it's not gonna fit for the 2-pack for the lock to actuate through the actuator. So pro tip right here, right? So let me show you. You see that little latch thing right there? When you try to put it on and you try to match the square into this thing, it's gonna keep falling down. So what you do is just put it in the open position, put the lock in there, and now it doesn't move anymore. So that way you don't have to wrestle and getting that square thing to line up with this actuator hole, and everything is good. You know what I mean? Everything's cool. Here I'm just installing the last screw on the actuator from the inside to hook up to the latch on the outside, and then we're gonna connect the actuator power cables to the harness we ran through the hole. So I got the cables connected, so we're gonna crimp this thing up, and then we should have a secure connection here. Let's see where we're at. Right there looks good. Same for the other cable, and then we got a good connection there. That should do it. And I'm gonna put some electrical tape around there just to have it clean and neat looking, and then we're gonna tighten this all down here, clean this up a little bit, and then we got the power cable ready to go for the actuator to work. So here's the finished product. Just taped it down with the electrical tape a little bit just to make it neat. I tucked in the cables under here so they protect it a little bit, and this should do it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install some locks for the 2-up for the mounting hardware, so that nobody can steal this thing. As you know, this 2-pack is not that cheap, but regardless of that, that's where we're at right now, and so far so good. I'll install the fuse real quick, and then we're going to test it out before we mount it back onto the bike. Open. Now lock it. Saddleback is closed, locked. That's locked. Let's do the unlock. And works. Good to go. Looks good. Hey, thanks for watching that video, and I hope you picked up a few tips and tricks. And I'm gonna use this information to enable your 2-pack to be able to talk to the locking mechanism as well on the key fob. Another thing you will need is a cable to connect from the main harness to the tour pack to that actuator. I bought mine from Chris at Chris Glides. I'm gonna put his contact information in the description below. And super nice guy, super fast shipping as well. And I must have emailed the guy probably like 80 times. He emailed me right back, and he's like, "Hey, this is how you do it," and he gave me really good advice, and he gave me a few more links to purchase additional tools which I needed, to like modify the actuator and make it fit into the tour pack and everything. But anyway, super nice guy. Consider purchasing a cable for him as well. If you find the content useful or you like the video, please consider subscribing and share it with someone else who might be looking for the same information. Until then, ride safe, and I'll see you on the next video.